water, no towels and all that stuff, you know. But like you guys really roughed it. But you're going over to Paris, France. So when are you going to Paris?
I'll be flying out next Tuesday. So today's Thursday.
Fantastic.
5 days.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
And so you're still an active musician. How many guitars do you own now with Barry?
Not that many.
What's your favorite?
Half a dozen.
What's your favorite acoustic and what's your favorite electric?
My favorite acoustic, although it's not as playable as other guitars I have, is a Harmony Sovereign that cost stock $55, and I've spent probably $300 trying to fix it up.
Oh man, I remember that guitar well, man.
I laugh because the last time I had it worked on, I mean, I spent like $250, and the absurdity of spending $250
on a Harmony Sovereign
on a $55 guitar.
Yeah, I remember that.
Of course, that $55 today is a lot more money.
Right.
Now, I mean, you could buy a house right here in the Bay Area back then for $12,000.
That's got bridge cables on, so you look like you got some powerful hands there. You know, yep. Barry's always had some strong chops. You know. What are we playing for an electric guitar these days?
I still play a Gibson SG.
Right on.
I have multiple. Well, I mean, I have two Gibson SGs. They're identically configured virtually. One's a little bit newer than the other one, but my guitar love is, you know, I've been playing it for 35 years, and
wow.
you know,
that's beautiful. You had it all the time, and knock on wood, nothing ever happened to it. So
genuinely corroded from sweat and
oh man, I'd love to see
toil
that axe,
and everything. I don't clean it too much because I'm afraid if I did, it would fall apart.
So you know, I know we're probably running out of time. Jennifer's been very patient holding the camera for us.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Yep. And I want to say that you know, we didn't touch on this at all, but like this interview wouldn't be complete without mentioning, you know, and asking Barry about like when did you pass the bar exam and decide to go into practicing law, and also, you know, you put your heart and soul into being a public defender, and you know. You're still doing that, and you're working with a big office now. It's a government. You're on the government payroll right now,
I'm in the
right?
only branch of government that's paid to fight the government,
Wow.
which is, you know, it's a dream job for me. I get paid entirely too well, and I go in there and I fight tooth and nail for individual rights, for freedom, to be free of searches and seizures that are unreasonable, to be free of unlawful police conduct, and I get paid for it. And you know, so I'm getting paid to do things that I believe in, and that makes me happy. I started studying law in 1977. I passed the bar 1982. I'm going into my 24th year of being a lawyer.
Wow, God bless you, man. It's doing beautiful work, and you know, protecting the liberty of these individuals who are, in many cases, unjustly persecuted. Maybe they're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, can you, you know, in your over 20 years of defending people in criminal situations, is there one or two cases that you're just, you know, outstandingly proud of that you pulled it off? You know, I mean, I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you. You know, before the bench, you know, sometimes. Well, I bet you give a great.
Not all of the cases that I'm proud of are cases that I won. I am very privileged to have been part of the defense team for Manny Babbitt, who was executed in the California death chamber.
Wow.
Several years ago. Manny was a wonderfully decent man. His death was a tragedy. I'm not saying that he didn't do something wrong. I'm saying that in the over 20 years between the time his crime was committed and the time he was executed, he had evolved into a very spiritual person, a very decent person, who had a lot to contribute and a lot to tell people and a lot to share with people. And that's the tragedy of the death penalty. It's wrong. It's not practiced in most of the civilized world. We remain one of the islands of insanity that still practices the death penalty. It used to be us in South Africa, neck and neck. We both killed a lot of people, but when Nelson Mandela became the president of South Africa, they abolished the death penalty. Mm-hmm. It's about time we did it here in the United States.
Here, man. Right on, man. I second that, you know. And, you know, it's just unthinkable that there's still capital execution going on in this country, and in Texas. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, right here in our own backyard, in San Quentin, this thing with Tukey. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Well, we just killed another person since Tukey, and the numbers are going to start to increase. They're opening up the floodgates now.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. Well, anyway, folks, it's we're in the year 2006 now, which is just unbelievable. A lot of times passed since I've seen you, Barry. I want to thank you for coming and speaking with me, and we're going to put this out on the radio. And
well, let me pay tribute to you, John, because you're a guy who's been doing it as long as me. You're out there spreading this word. You're putting it out over the internet. You're putting it over the airwaves, and you're doing something that's incredibly valuable yourself.
Merci beaucoup, man. Thanks a lot, Barry. I really appreciate your kind words, and I mean, we're here to do that. Try and just do what I feel that we're here to do, and I'm just fortunate that I'm not pushing paper for some giant corporation that just regard me as expendable, which it happens, and we're real happy to see. By the way, United Airlines came out of bankruptcy yesterday, and we're real happy about that. A lot of United Airlines people right here in the Bay Area, and we fly them a lot, and since we're in the year 2006, I mean, back in those days, when we wanted to promote a gig, there weren't even Kinkos, there was no, like a mimeograph machine if you're lucky, Yeah. So, me and Eddie Money, like, we used to have, grease pens, and we put the word out on paper and tag, like Paul Revere, coming through town, But like now we got the internet, so obviously you have your own website, you want to give people your website address?
There's a lot. Well, you can try barrymelton.com. That'll work. You can try thefish.biz. That'll work. You can try counterculture.net. That will work.
All right.
All that stuff will work. So,
All right, fantastic. Well, definitely check Barry out on the internet. Come down, support his gigs and his wonderful work in the law practice that he's doing, and with the other attorneys that he's doing wonderful work in Yolo County and all over the world, man. You're a living legend, man. Thanks a lot, Barry, for coming and speaking to us, man. Keep up the fine work, and take care of those chops, man. Don't let anybody shake your hand too hard like they did
John.
to me.
Thanks, and peace to you.